Man, silver really is craving a new all-time high, isn't it? We'll talk gold, platinum, precious metals, we'll do Bitcoin and crypto too, and just anything else we feel like. If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But man, if you're watching this live, you really do get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, going out live on X and on YouTube right now. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family and grab your tasty beverages, because we do a synchronized slurp. You slurp your tasty beverage, whatever you're drinking. I slurp mine. We do it together. The rule is you must do it audibly. It is the slurp heard around the world. Are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Do it. Oh man, extra slurpy. I am Joe Main, random Aussie dude from Melbourne in Australia. I've been a stacker of precious metals since 2010, a stacker of crypto since 2013. I've worked for three major gold and silver bullion dealers here in Australia, served thousands of customers in my time, and done a lot of the social media side as well. You know what I've been able to do for businesses. I can help your business. Just contact me. We'll have a chat. And and I do this show now, and I've just gone back to school. I'm a student again. I start today. I'll tell you what that is if you don't already know. Did you know the show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, mastering the markets, masteringthemarkets.com, Stormrake, stormrake.com, your full service cryptocurrency brokerage. Get 42% off their brokerage fees when you sign up with my link. You may as well, and send your friends and family to it. Let's do some quick shout outs, then we'll get into the price talk of the day. Yes, we'll get to that. GM, Joe and Stackers. Hello, my friend. GM, Mark, Florida. Good to see you, my friend. Good GMS to all. GMS, by the way, for all you lovely new subscribers, means, what does that mean? It means Good Morning Stackers. Give me one sec. You know what I need to do. I'll go back to the chats in just a second. I really need to get this going. Can you help me? Please help me by subscribing to me, following me on x.com/it's Joe Main. That's perfect. Look at that. Love it. Little copy and paste doesn't hurt anyone. Back to the main screen. Yeah, main screen. Silver Gang, you legends. It's looking good. It's looking good. Yes, I actually want to know this too. Hey, Lance, are you sleeping better? Because Lance is a first-time father. It's been a couple of months now at least, hasn't it? A few months? Let me fix this. That needs a little bit fixing. How are you going, Dad, for the first time? How's the sleep going? It's probably still not that great, I'd imagine. Good morning, Stacker, says Gerald Draper. Morning, all. Silver Ruger. You're getting a full night now. Little Walter is doing so well. That's the nick. I think I've told you this before, Lance, but Walter is not my youngest son's name, but it's a nickname for him for a reason. But we call him Walter quite a lot, actually. Morning, Joe. Morning, Jason. It's good to see you. What's going on in Jason's world? Oh my, many are learning and researching every day. That's so true. Morning, Stackers. We were 6 months on Monday. Okay, it's been that long already. Holy moly. Let's see. $40 silver just shows long manipulation still hold. Silver under $50 still, I know. Cool. Shall we? Silver is craving all-time high. You know it, I know it. Let's take a look at the charts. Let's do silver, precious metals, and then we'll do Bitcoin and crypto and anything else we damn want to. Please follow me on x.com/it's Joe Main. Here is silver. Let's start with that. Silver on the daily time frame price in USD, $38.96. So we're nearly at 39. Okay, this is a beautiful move. Open the day. We've been about an hour and a half so far. Open green doesn't mean we stay green, but let me just pop on the hour. And this is what I showed the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum. I did a little post there this morning, as I always do before I go live. Beautiful move from this high and this low. We've smashed through the zag zone. So when you have a significant high and a significant low on any time frame, you pop in the high and the low here, the Fibonacci top, the Fibonacci bottom, and you get this area here between the 0.382 and the 0.618. That's generally an area where you can expect some kind of resistance on the way up or support on the way down. Okay, and what we needed to see in order to be confident, okay, we might be shooting for, a little bit higher rather than a bit more of a dip, is clearing that $38.50 level, and we did it. So that's good. Great sign. So we're coming up to 39, which is good. And this is the 1 hour time frame. Does it matter? No. Is silver going to $50? Yes. Is it going to $100? Yes, we all know this. But what else am I going to talk about on a live show? I give you the weather report, and it helps. You seeing this on the shorter term timeframes helps inform you on the longer term timeframes, because the technical analysis principles work exactly the same on small timeframes and the big ones too. Cool. That's why I do it. And it's fun for me. Let's see. So we are nearly up to that $39. The one thing I will say on the 1 hour time frame, at least, is we're in overbought territory there. That's all you really need to know. And once you get into overbought, you don't spend forever there, so it will tick over at some point. But if we have a look on the 4 hour, there's no bearish divergence playing out at the moment, because we've still got a lower high, and it hasn't pivoted yet. So lower high, so it's in convergence at the moment. I would suggest that if we break up through 39 and then tick back down through 39, then you'll probably see a higher high and a lower high, which would suggest some momentum loss, some bearish divergence, and then just on the shorter term, you might see a bit more of a dip, but we're not even there. That's just me, doing the if this then that scenario. But look, we know where it's going in the longer term. Let me get rid of that for you, and also that daily. Man, it's just looking great. Hasn't even popped its head into really extremely overbought. Not massively, not since maybe, you could say since maybe May of last year. A couple of little touches, but nothing major, and really nothing major since July of 2020. Haven't spent a lot of time in there, and the price has just been creeping up too. So that's good. Weekly is looking beautiful. Again, haven't spent any time in extremely overbought on the weekly time frame since August. Okay, so that July-August kind of time frame of 2020. Obviously, that was the reaction to what happened, the overshoot, reaction to what happened in March of 2020, or the big sort of culmination of that. And yeah, got a lot of room to move. And on the monthly time frame, now I find that interesting. On the weekly, just tipping in, but on the monthly, we're actually just in extremely overvalued again. But you can spend a lot of time there. And there's your $50. It's not far away. It's just craving it. It's like a magnet. It's just sucking it up. And of course, world's longest cup and handle formation. You know the deal. To my new subscribers and to anyone watching on X right now who are big into crypto, okay, and you've never purchased precious metals before, silver is the world's longest cup and handle, okay? Cup, handle, 45 years in the making. It will break to the upside eventually. We'll be in price discovery for the first time since... price discovery since 1980. Only asset in the entire world that's never broken its 1980 price. Why would that be? Because it's massively manipulated. Why would that be? Well, there's a whole bunch of theories about that, or hypotheses about that. It doesn't matter. The price is going to go where the price is going to go, regardless of the narrative, in my humble opinion. We're going to break that. We're going to triple-digit silver. No problem whatsoever in US dollar terms. It just might take a bit of time, but we're going there. Cool. Then from there, we'll talk about much higher prices, but let's prognosticate later on down the track. It's just looking really good. That's silver. Probably silver miners might have a bit of possibly a bit of a rise today, but let's see what silver miners have done overnight. Let's take a look at AG. This is First Majestic Silver Corp. That has had a bit of a rise, so I'm expecting probably this morning the silver mining stocks in the Australian silver mining stocks to have a bit of a push as well. I'm pretty B deep in those at the moment, as well as my physical silver. So it's looking really good. That's silver. This is interesting. Here is gold on the daily time frame, priced in USD, $3,395 US. We've been talking about the 3375 level from this high and this low. Okay, we've got the larger Fibonacci and this smaller one, and that's been centering around 3350 to 3375. And I've been saying if we clear and hold, while we clear and hold above 3,375, I'm just going to have to say a new all-time high in gold coming really soon, and I think that's going to be in just a matter of weeks. So let's say 4 to 6 weeks, probably no longer than that, I would suggest, while it is above 3375. Okay, if we just head back down below there, okay, and then start finding resistance, then I'll just change my tune like that, because that is a very key level for me, 3375. So new all-time high coming in gold as of right now, as of really, really soon. Cool. So that's great news. What would be absolutely confident of that? You know, what would give me, say, a 95% certainty? Obviously breaking that downtrend. It's pretty simple. Breaking through there and that level there of 3420. I'm not saying this is happening, but if we did something like this, breakout, maybe test that resistance right there, then come back to test the downtrend line, which is what you tend to do, not every single time, but when you break out, you tend to find support again, and then you do that chestnut right there. That's your signal. Oh yeah, new all-time high coming for gold. Like, again, I'd say 99% sure at that stage. Okay, but I'm pretty confident at the moment, more than 50% chance. I'll say 70-80% chance new all-time high in gold coming in 4 to 6 weeks roughly. Cool. Don't quote me on that, bro. Gold's looking great. Obviously, if it closes below here, no, I'll give it on the larger time frame. I'll give it down here. I'll just give it the anywhere below that uptrend line right there. So start closing below, not spiking. Again, you can spike and then close above, but closing below, yeah, not great. Cool. That's it. Looking good for gold miners. That's on the New York Stock Exchange. Gold miners had a beautiful day, actually. So I would expect gold mining stocks in Australia to have a bit of a pump. Cool. I just do need to see it clear and hold above. Oh, why is it there? Give me a second. Why have I got that? That's just a clear resistance level. I think that's all I've got it right there. Yeah, pretty simple. Clear and hold above previous resistance at $53.30 US. Looking really good. And then you'd be in, let's see, all-time high territory? Well, no, not all-time high territory. My final hurdle is right here at $55.20, and then you'll say new all-time highs coming for GDX, the gold mining stock index. Okay, there's also an Australian version, so I would expect the Australian version when the market opens in about 15 minutes to have a bit of a rise as well. Not out of the woods yet, I'd say, though. Let's have a look. Yeah, we're still on a decline on the relative strength index. So, yeah, crack through 84 something, and then you're looking a little better. Cool. Let's take a look at platinum. Oh, man. Here's platinum on the weekly time frame, USD, for 1,445. Man, I could be wrong. I'm still favoring it. I'm still favoring a further move down. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. Would I be happy to be wrong? Yes, please, because that's good for me. But higher high, lower high on the relative strength index. Bearish divergence not playing out just yet. I think it does. Could be wrong here, but I do favor down to 1,230 as the sort of the bottoming end. Okay, yeah, it would be very positive if we see lower prices. If we cut through here at that 1350 level, bouncing off the 0.236 would be perfect at that 1,310. That would be the perfect little dip. Okay, freaks people out, and then onwards and upwards we go. But I'll give it anywhere down to 1230 is probably the lowest we would go, I'd imagine. I don't think we'd get into the belly of the best buy zone right there. I don't think so. 1230 looks good. I'm favoring lower prices. I'm still favoring it. What would negate that? Well, what negates that really is just having a look at the weekly and particularly the monthly. Although the weekly is very oversold. Okay, we've got to expect some kind of pullback eventually. On the monthly, however, is where I go, oh, geez, really? Maybe not. Because we've just stepped into extremely overbought, and you spend a lot of time in there. Look at that beautiful green candle. If I show on the quarterly as well, quarterly time frame, looking good. So I might be wrong. We might not get the pullback that I'm expecting. And in massive new bull runs, the pullbacks where you expect them to happen may not happen. Okay, it might just continue on its merry way. In terms of silver stocks, platinum stocks, you'd be looking at something like SBSW. This is Sibanye-Stillwater, probably one of the largest and the best to get into if you want to play the platinum palladium group mining stocks. Okay, SBSW. You would also look at, on the Australian Stock Exchange, ZIM, of which I'm actually back in, and I haven't put it in yet. Oh, okay. I'm back in Zimplats, by the way. Zimplats Holdings. Got back in at around about $15 something, because it had broken through. Let me show you. So I'm back in Zim. Yeah, it had done the following. I was expecting it to potentially come down to the bottom end. Let me show you here and get rid of you and you. Let's see, 2, 3, 4. So on Zim, we'd had a rise up to $17.80. I think I took it from here and here, was it? $14.30. No, it was from here and here. And I did sell out expecting a bit of a dip. Now, we got the dip, but we didn't get the dip as low as I thought we would. Okay, so I missed out, so I had to buy a little bit higher than I wanted to, but that's okay. Let's see. Yeah, between here and here. So I had a buy order set at the 0.618 from this low and this high, and that was at $14.40. I think I was just front running it a little bit. But we found support at the 0.5 Fibonacci at around about that $15 level instead of there. So, oh well, I took the gamble and it didn't pay off, but I did get back in, and I got back in because I established this looks like the pivot low. I took it from this high and this low, and then it got through the 0.618 zag zone. It got through the top end. So once it got through, I was getting close through there. I actually got in, I think, around about, oh no, it might have been $16 something. Anyway, it's through there. It's looking good at the moment. So yeah, that's Zimplats. You might want to consider that one too. That is platinum. We will begin to Bitcoin and crypto, my favorite altcoins as well. Let me get this one and pop that into my orange. So all the orange ones, the orange flags. Oh, you can't see that. Okay, you can't see that because I've got my little side panel going on. Fair enough. Doesn't matter. That's just for me. Let's go to copper. Here is copper. Copper on the daily time frame, $5.64 US. We're just in the zag zone at the moment. Need to see it clear and hold through $5.70. Not a lot to say. That's it. Great that we're in this zone here. You don't want to see it reject here. This is the area where it will reject. It's going to reject anywhere from here, here, or here. That's kind of the expected resistance zone. Okay. Preferably, if you want to see the price go higher, you don't want to see it do that and then tick back below about there. Okay, not preferable. Cool. But yeah, watch for $5.70, and then I'll say probably very likely another new all-time high in copper coming. Cool. Not a lot to say about copper. Palladium is still just above, as we talked about on one of the standalone videos, not a live show. We did close a week above the resistance level of that 1,240. Good to see platinum have a weekly close above. On balance of probability, we might come down a little bit and just get into this area and test it. So from this low and this high, you could expect anywhere down into its zag zone, which is anywhere between here. I'd favor the top end here. I mean, really, Palladium, I'd favor here, please, no lower than there, and then just have a nice little breakout of there, and then we're looking really good. For Palladium, again with Palladium, some of those ones I talked about before, Sibanye-Stillwater, Zimplats, etc. They do platinum group metals, and part of the group is palladium. Okay, so it's probably the best way to get exposure to the palladium price. Once again, you can buy physical palladium from bullion dealers. I've sold palladium before to many customers. It's just harder to get, higher premiums, GST added in Australia, goods and services tax, 10%. And then if you want to sell it back to a bullion dealer, they're not going to give you as good a rates as they would for, say, gold and silver. Cool. So I would probably expect exposure on maybe a stock or something like that. That is palladium. Lastly, I'm just going to mention it. Here's rhodium. Okay, rhodium seems to be the last metal of the big gold, silver, the big five that has not had started its run just yet. Okay, so this is rhodium. There's actually a rhodium tracker, so it's not the physical rhodium spot price. It's a physical rhodium ETC. It's listed on the London Stock Exchange. It's basically the only way you can get exposure to the rhodium price, the spot price, without buying physical rhodium, and you definitely don't want to buy physical rhodium. Don't bother, for all the same reasons as palladium, but even worse. Okay, this tracks the price at 1/10. So when you see it here at $5.95, it means physical rhodium or the spot rhodium is around about, $6,000, something like that. Hasn't done its thing yet. Okay, once it breaks and holds around about $695 US, it's an excellent sign. It would be breaking through this downtrend line right there. That would be very, very good. And I'm expecting, once it does, because it will go, gold goes, silver goes, platinum goes, palladium goes, copper goes, rhodium does follow eventually. And I'm expecting, it's just not there yet, but if you were to buy now, which you probably shouldn't because there's not 100% confirmation, but I'm expecting the resistance zone to be at least up here at $1,200. So we're at $600 now. That's about, well, gee, what's that? A 100% move. Not bad. You could get a 100% move in just, in 2025? I could see that in 2025 up to there, maybe. Yeah, definitely early 2026. Not bad, hey? So that's rhodium. It's probably the only one that hasn't done its little breakout just yet. Just watch it. That's the XRH0 ticker on the London Stock Exchange. Wouldn't buy it right now. Just watch for a break. And follow me, subscribe to me, and I'll keep you updated because I've got my alerts on. That's all the PMs, precious metals. And when you want to buy precious metals, you will buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au if you live in Australia, okay? They don't ship internationally. Sorry. Really sucks for you guys because you don't get great prices and free shipping and all that. Although if you live in the States, you probably get some really good deals. Did you know for my lovely United States precious metal stackers, you guys have had it so good in the States for years, decades, where you can buy over a certain amount at your bullion dealer and they'll give you free shipping. Guess what? No bullion dealer in Australia ever did it until Perth Bullion Exchange opened their business in May of last year and were the first company ever in Australian bullion dealer history to give free shipping when you have over a certain amount. And it's not a dollar amount, it's a quantity value. Just have 20 or more items in your shopping cart, free delivery, express delivery, sign-on delivery, all secure, fully insured, all that good stuff, but you don't pay extra for it. You deserve that. Come on, man, you deserve it. perthbullion.com.au, great range, great prices, and they also price match as well with other major bullion dealers. Very simple. Cool. perthbullion.com.au. Couple of quick shout-outs, etc. And then we'll get into Bitcoin and crypto. You're watching Good Morning Stackers if you just joined us, where we stack silver, satoshis, skills, stocks, whatever we want. Let's see. When is a lot of questions? All right, a few questions here, and we'll get to Bitcoin and crypto. Yes, I love how clearly you can see 3 waves up so far on the 1 hour chart. Yes, exactly right. Gina Sino, good morning, Stackers. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Found myself in Sydney and had a chance to stop into, ABC Bullion. Picked myself up a little souvenir. Good on you. Great stuff. Don't know how you southern folk live down there. It is bitterly cold. I was in... Can I show you? Can I show you, or are you going to see it? Oh, yeah, no, I won't show you. I was in Queensland. I was in the Gold. So I was in Queensland. That's the top end of Australia on the weekend. And I literally went to the beach. I didn't go in the water. I stood at the beach on a winter's day, middle of winter here in Australia. People playing beach volleyball, people in the water. It was a balmy 22 degrees Celsius, okay? Extra humidity there. And it's like people are out and about, just people at the beach in winter. That's Australia for you. You know, top end is really warm all the time. Bottom end where I am is just, you know, well, a bit more cold. And the winters are pretty brutal down here. Yeah, what's that? Bitterly cold at 20 degrees. No, down in Victoria, we're talking like the 4 degrees overnight, that kind of thing. Does PFE look like $24 would be support? Does PFE? Michael Anthony, thanks for that. I'll get to that if it's a chart request. I'll have a look. I'll come back to that. Thank you. Go Silver, says Bob Silver. Fantastic. G'day, Jenny. It's been a while. I haven't seen you for a while. Let's see. You still have the 10 kilo Ainslie bar. Nice one, Jenny. Good stuff. I wouldn't be offloading that for a very long time. When is Zim earnings? Great question, Michael. I don't know that answer. Let's see. Zim has a shipper. Don't know what that means, but that's all right. Daniel from Stormrake. Stormrake.com. Daniel, one of the amazing traders there, who once you speak to your broker at Stormrake.com, one of my amazing brand sponsors right there, sign up, get a 42% discount on the brokerage fee. So don't pay 3.5%. Don't be a doofus and just sign up at Stormrake.com for 3.5%. Although you could, that would help them out. Sign up with my link. You get it for 2% for the life of the account. We'll show you that in just a second. Once you call your broker and say, hey, I want $10,000 of Bitcoin, they then tell Daniel, hey, Daniel, go find the best price. He's one of the traders there. Good to see you on the channel, my friend. Adopting some CBDC down under. New stablecoins on the way. Ooh, is that a bit of a thing now at the moment? Anyway, let's talk Bitcoin and crypto. Let's go to Bitcoin and crypto. Let's go to the Bitcoin crypto panel. Once again, this part of the show is brought to you by Stormrake, Stormrake.com, your full service cryptocurrency brokerage. Okay, cool. Nope, you go away, son of a bee. Cool, here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame, price in USD, 117,458. Don't like the big spikes. What do we say about the big spikes in the upward direction? Don't like them. It says that sellers are in control of the market. Now we have, in about 2 minutes, we're about to open the new day, the new trading day on the UTC time, the universal whatever that is time. So we're about to get a new daily candle. I don't like the big spikes in the upward direction. Love the big spikes in the downward direction because it says buyers are in control of the market, and it says, oh, you tried, but yeah, no go. Don't like that. So we spiked up to 119,700 and something. Don't like the fact there's that. But look, the good news is we are still hovering above the 0.236 from this low and this high, and that's at that $117,000 area. While we are above it, cool, that's fine. I just don't like that big spike on the daily. Cool. Trending down on the relative strength index. I will remain for the moment that we could see some lower prices, and if we do, I've already done it yesterday or the day before, which was 113,500 roughly, anywhere down to 108,000. No lower than there, please. Definitely do not break 108,000. Cool. And my preference is to come into the zag zone and to stick around that sort of 110,000 area. It might freak some people out. Oh no, we're breaking previous resistance, and then it just fakes you out and then onwards and upwards. That would be great. That's on the daily. Again, Bitcoin's going to $1 million. I have no doubt about that, basically, except for some kind of black swan event. You know, I was saying this to someone privately yesterday. Look, you know, a black swan event would be if it's finally revealed who Satoshi is, and Satoshi turns out to be, you know, the CIA. or or the NSA or something like that. If it turns out that the NSA, it's proven that the NSA created it or the government created it for some nefarious reason or whatever, yeah, I could see Bitcoin tanking. Other than that, nope. $1 million Bitcoin is coming down the track. I believe that because of algorithmically the halvings, etc., supply and demand, institutional investment. It's not like all the institutions are suddenly going to unwind all their stuff. Even if Bitcoin goes to $200,000 in this cycle and then dips back down to, oh no, it dips back down to 120. Oh no, it's all over. No. $200,000 Bitcoin could be coming in 2025 in the next less than 6 months. According to who? Potentially according to Chief Operating Officer Bisher from Stormrake, stormrake.com. Makes a really compelling case for $200,000 Bitcoin in 2025. Now, number go up, number go down. Over time, Bitcoin is going to $1 million. I am absolutely guaranteed I'm so confident of that. Let me just show you on the right. That is moving onwards and upwards. Okay, eventually up and down, it's going there. So I treat Bitcoin now like I treat gold. Okay, gold is an insurance policy. You must own some gold in your portfolio. Why? Because it's an insurance policy. Do you wear a seatbelt when you get in the car? I certainly hope you do. Do you have life insurance? If you have a family, do you have life insurance? I certainly hope you do. Cool. Do you have car insurance? Of course you do. You don't think you'll get in a car accident, but you have the insurance in case the bad thing happens. You own gold in case something really bad happens with the economy and you need some risk-off investment. Okay? I would say that's actually the same thing for Bitcoin. Even though Bitcoin is risk on, you do it for a different reason. You buy Bitcoin because algorithmically it's going to $1 million. You just have some, okay? 10%, 5% of your portfolio, 10% of your portfolio. It's the best advice I think I could ever give non-financially. Cool? So if you don't own Bitcoin now, get some, okay? Regardless of where the price is, okay? And the best way to do that is going to stormrake.com. We'll get to the other crypto. I'll just quickly talk about it right now to get it out the way. But why would I want to get it out the way? You want to know about stormrake.com, your full-service cryptocurrency brokerage, Australian-based, but they operate in Australia and the US as well. So you can, all my US subscribers can buy from stormrake.com. And if you sign up with me, you get it for 2% for the life of the account. Okay, so 2% brokerage fees. Now, some of my wonderful crypto natives are like, I'm not paying 2%. Why would I pay a 2% brokerage fee? I can go to an exchange and do it myself and I'll pay a very small trading fee. You are absolutely right and you should go and do that. However, if you're busy or your friends and family, they're not going to want to do exchanges and this, that, and the other, give them the gift of stormrake.com, okay? And their normal charge is 3.5%. But if you sign up, at least sign up, okay? Get your friends and family to sign up, and they've locked in the 2% discount for the life of the account, okay? That's all I ask. That's all I ask of you. Terrible. Stormrake.com. Sign up with my link. I'll put it somewhere. You can type it in the address bar. It's well worth it, okay? Even if you don't purchase for like 6 months, just sign up now, okay? Do that. Let's take a look at, that's Bitcoin, expecting potentially a little bit of a dip down to that area that I said. Here is, ooh, this is interesting. Ooh, interesting. Here is others, the altcoin market minus the top 10. I am telling you right now, we are about to dip. We're about to dip. Now, could I be wrong? Yes. But it looking pretty dippy to me. Okay, we've had 1, 2, 3 spikes to try and test the 0.5 Fibonacci from the old school high and the old school low. We're coming up to the trapped money right here. So people who got burned by crypto back here, they thought that they were going to be gajillionaires. They went down, they said, I'm getting out of this game. It sucks. I'm going to break even and walk away and do something else. They're taking some profits here, as in they're just breaking even and walking away. And we had a little bit of a spike, failed to close. Extremely overvalued on the relative strength index. So I'm going to say Dip is happening now, okay, on the altcoin market. Cool. So probably all your favorite alts are going to have a little bit of a dip. Some of your favorite alts actually go the reverse. So there's actually some that do a sort of an inverse thing to where general alts go, but yeah, we're going to see a bit of a dip now. Where to? Let's posit that. So I'm going to say that that is the pivot for the moment. Now, could I be wrong and we just sail back through? Yeah, I just don't think so. So we're going to take a little bit of a dip now, and I'm going to take it from... Let me get rid of all of you. You. Okay, we're going to take it from this low, that low and that high. Is that a pivot? That is not a pivot. I'm going to say it's from this low and this high. Cool. So altcoins going to take a bit of a dump now, around about here. But for how long, I don't know. So anywhere between here and here is your new expected support range, your new zag zone. Okay, right into here. So anywhere between 275 billion, anywhere down to $245 billion. Something like this would be perfect, okay? And then if you do that, looking good, cool. But yeah, that's what I'm expecting. Anywhere down, probably at least down to maybe that 275. I guess if you want, you could say if it's a really shallow retracement, but I'm expecting a retracement, down to that 290. Yeah, in a beautiful bull market, you don't always get down to the zag zone, but I'd say at least that 290 is going to be touched. So watch for 290. Some of your favorite alts might be experiencing a little bit of a dip coming in the next couple of days at least. If we're having a larger retracement because we're extremely overvalued on the daily time frame, then yeah, you can expect anywhere into that 275 to 245. You do not want 245 broken and closed below. Little spike, fine. Catch people out, freak them out, fine, but it's got to start closing in this zone right here. Pretty quick, smart. Cool. That's my opinion on that. And then, let's see. I'll keep you and I'll keep you, and I'll go back to here and here. And this is the zone, of course, that we've been talking about, that we need to crack through to say, holy hell. It would be go, massive go time if you start cracking and holding through 350 billion. Is that 340 technically? Yeah, it's about 350 billion. Yeah, previous resistance right about there, that 350-ish kind of billion mark. Bang, go time for crypto, and I will be in a massive all-in kind of way. I won't sell things to get into crypto probably, but what I've got sitting around, a bit of dry powder, crypto, and in my favorites. Some of my favorites include, I do talk about it a lot, but it's my favorite meme coin. Here is TOSHI on the daily time frame, priced in USD, 0007, my favorite meme coin of all time. It is the face of base TOSHI. Named after Brian Armstrong's cat, or one of Brian Armstrong's cats. Okay, Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase. Then Coinbase just happened to list TOSHI, a meme coin, on Coinbase. Okay, that's where you saw it rocket up to here, 0.0025, and then we've just been in a massive consolidation. I have been talking about right here. Isn't it interesting where we found exact resistance for a little bit? At the top end of this zag zone from this high and this low at 0.0075. So far, it has acted as resistance. I'm probably expecting, if I'm expecting general crypto to have a little bit of a dip, I'm expecting TOSHI to have a little bit of a dip extra, and I don't want to see it close below around about 0.0065. Bounce off there, please. And then if you start doing that and you break and hold through 0.0075, really good. Okay, that would be great news for TOSHI. Hope you got in. I didn't get back in. I kept talking about it down here at 0.0054 roughly, and I said if it does that and break and holds it, I'd get back in, but I didn't. Don't know why, just didn't. We found support, and then we've tested that top end. That's really good. Okay, we just got to get through that 7.5 area, and then pretty golden. Okay, that would probably also signal that general crypto is getting through that area where we're finding resistance at the moment too. So yeah, A rising tide raises all ships. That's Toshi. Are you still in? Let me know. Have you been playing this move? Let me know in the comments and the replies. Of course, I have to talk about XRP. Oh, it did it. Yes, okay. That's why someone said ZBCN. XRP. Here's XRP on the daily time frame, priced in US dollars. New all-time high, baby. New all-time high. Fantastic. Very oversold. Very overbought, sorry. Very overbought. Okay, I'm expecting a dip here on XRP, just so you know. Let me get rid of that. I'll get rid of... No, not you. Brush. Rectangle, no, not you. Price range, don't worry about you. And excuse me, get rid of all this for you, just so you can see it a little bit better, because that's how much I care about my subscribers. XRP, weekly time frame, new all-time high. It's great to see. So congratulations to all. On the weekly, we haven't even gone into extremely overvalued. I just say on the weekly though, watch out for your bearish divergence. Not saying it's happening here, but you've got a lot of price action to get through before you could say we're not in potential bearish divergence. Okay, so price could go higher from here, but if you're getting that, and then if you pivot off here, okay, you start heading back down. That's a higher high, lower high, bearish divergence. You'd expect some dip. You'd expect a dip. And on the daily, it's really oversold at the moment. Now again, I will tell you, take a look at this. You can spend a lot of time and extremely overbought or overvalued on XRP in particular and still rocket up. Okay, so give you an example. So I'm not saying it's going to 100% dip from here. I'm just saying, look at this, right? We got TOSHI for the first time. This is in November of 2024, and then we just ranged here. It's kind of like looks like a Batman kind of thing, right there. And then it took until December, so like basically an entire, well, it was almost an entire month, and the price went 120% higher. Okay, so kind of ignore me when I'm saying that we're in extremely overvalued. Yes, we are. But you can spend more time there. So it really can creep higher and higher. I would actually posit the following. The most likely scenario is the following. A move up to $5.20. Why? It's the 1.618 from this high and this low. So on balance of probability, if you see higher prices in XRP, watch out for $5.20. The 1.618 will probably be an area of resistance. Cool. That's my opinion. And then watch out for bearish divergence at around about there. $5.20, I think, is the next little major is the next resistance point if we're heading up from here. $5.20. That's XRP. Someone's going to want me to talk about ZBCN. I was in it on a slightly leveraged play just yesterday or the day before, and I got out of it. Here is ZBCN. Interesting. ZBEC network. We are back into the ZAG zone. Good to see. Cool. So from this high and this low, we've made it back in. Yesterday, we closed just below it, and looks like we've just opened the day. 15 minutes into the new trading day, we're making a play for it. So ZBCN, good news. Moving higher on the relative strength index. Got lots of room to go higher before it gets overvalued or overbought. Got to creep through and hold 0054. So the top end of the ZAG zone, looking good. You get through there and hold above there, we'll say new all-time high coming in ZBCN. Again, that would be confluent with others, going higher as well. I do think just a little bit of a dip happens there. ZBCN, though, seems to be one of those ones that is very relatively strong against other crypto, and Bitcoin in particular. Okay, so I'd watch out for this one. This one should be on your watch list, bare minimum. If you wanted to play it safe, you'd want to wait for a clear and hold above there. Do something like that kind of thing, and then off to the races. Cool. That would be very, very bullish for ZBCN. Otherwise, you can trade it now if you wanted to. If you wanted to take the gamble, I probably wouldn't here, but you could take the gamble and maybe make a 20% move, and yeah, but I probably wouldn't do that. Wait for absolute confirmation, and I'm probably going to wait myself probably for absolute confirmation for the others market. We'll go back to there. I really want to wait to see it clear and hold that 350 billion. That's just absolute go time. Okay. Others. Yeah, that was others. So other crypto. Someone said, let's take a quick look at a few others. Here is Sol. Why not? Sol, 198 US dollars. Geez, it's looking nice. Sol BTC is also breaking through. So that's quite a nice one right there. Coming up to some resistance on the Sol BTC chart. Once again, if the crypto you are in is currently not beating the Bitcoin price, it's not outperforming Bitcoin, why be in your crypto in the first place? Why take the risk? So if we go back, for example, to ZBCN, and we look at it on the Bitcoin pairing, it just broke market structure on the Bitcoin pairing. So that's good news for ZBCN, right? It broke it right here. Nice. And so far, holding too. Good. Don't want it to fall back down into there and remain below there. So you've got some confluence. You've got ZBCN cracking through into the ZAG zone. You've got ZBCN cracking above, breaking market structure on the daily time frame. So against Bitcoin, that's also good. Looking nice. I would be very much getting into that if when others proves that it's going to continue onwards and upwards. Any others? TOSHI, XRP. Here's Render. Ooh, Render on the daily time frame has smashed through its ZAG zone from this high and this low. It's through. It just now needs to hold. That's it. So do something like bounce off there, or look anywhere. You can get back into it, and then it can fake you out a bit. So I would say anywhere down to. Really, you can get anywhere down to $3.40, but yeah, preferably down into that kind of $4.20 area. Do something like that. Looking really good for Render. Render, any of the others? There's so many, we could just spend a million years here, so I won't go through any others unless anyone else has some preferences of chart requests for crypto or stocks or anything right now. So get those in. I'll quickly have a look at FET. This is Fetch AI. I've been trading this a little bit with some little success just recently. I did take a small position and then I got out at this area here when I think others is just going to tick over a bit. But FET has broken out of a downtrend. Cool. Looking nice. And I was alerted to this by the amazing David Bird, aka ASX Trader, on Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. I'll tell you more about those guys in a second. And I'm going to tell you about the fact that I'm going back to school in just a moment. But FET looking all right. We broke out through this decline, had a retest, and then it's looking good. And by the way, we broke through the ZAG zone. So that was also good news. Cool. So through there, looking good. Great. And also on its Bitcoin pairing, it also broke through as well. So it broke market structure there, broke through its sort of a mini accumulation range. So we're through. So that's a good one to watch out for. Fetch AI, FET. Okay. Just again, you just got to watch others to see it's going to crack and hold through that 0.5 Fibonacci. So it might be testing. Maybe we don't get the dip. Maybe it tests the 350 billion first. It is going to dip at some point though. Okay, but watch FET. That's a good one. ZBCN, TOSHI, of course. There's plenty of others. I'm sure you could, scream out a million of them right now, and they'd all be, looking relatively okay. Now, I already talked about Stormrake, stormrake.com. I already did that, didn't I? 2% brokerage fees for the life of the account, blah, blah, blah. You got that before. I'm going to quickly tell you about Mastering the Markets. Okay, now this is tying into something that I am doing. While I get your chart requests, and I'll take a quick look at those in a second, I'm going to tell you I'm going back to school as of today. Technically, I started yesterday. I've started looking at the pre-course material, etc., but the first class starts tonight, okay? Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Saturday mornings. I have joined Mastering the Markets. Now, I was already part of Mastering the Markets Academy, so I've been in the Mastering the Markets community and system for about 3 months, roughly. And that's after I interviewed David Bird, aka ASX Trader, on my channel a few months ago, and then I delved deep into the community. I'm starting the year-long comprehensive course. Okay, 4 units, 40 weeks until July next year. I'm doing the Mastering the Markets program. I'm learning the full kit, okay, of how to be a better investor, how to be a full-on trader if I want to do that for a living, quite potentially. It's just amazing. So it actually starts with, and you can do this too, it starts with the first unit is 10 weeks. It's the Dow Theory Principles and Technical Analysis Foundations. Okay, so if you don't know much about technical analysis and all that, you can actually do their 10-week course. Okay, so it's unit 1 of the year-long course. You can join me along that. I think actually this course has, this year, July intake has stopped. Okay, but the next time they open it up, you could do the 10-week course. Okay, that's how much it'll cost you. For 10 weeks, you'll learn how to be a better investor. Can I tell you, for this money, okay, what's that, 3,360 Australian dollars, for 10 weeks, you'll come out being a much better investor, okay? Well worth it. I'm doing the 12-month course. I'm going to show you how much it costs me, because it costs me actually a little bit more. It's about 12,000 something because I'm doing it on the payment plan, okay? I'm spending $12,000 of my own hard-earned money to be a better investor and a full-on trader. I would really highly ask you, if you can, to help support the show. Okay, if you've been watching this show for free for a very long time, send me a super chat, or there's other ways in which you can help as well. And you know, send me a link, and I can send me a message, and I can tell you the other ways in which you can help. But super chats are really good. Helps me pay for my course. And as part of Mastering the Markets, if you join a course, you get full access to the Academy. Now, I've actually had access to the Academy before even starting a course, because I've been sponsored by Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com, for about 3 months roughly. And I can tell you, I've already learned so much just being part of the Academy. Now, you can join for free. academy.masteringthemarkets.com. There's a free version, which you get just their kind of publicly listed stuff that you can find everywhere else on Facebook and whatever. There is some public chats and stuff, so people do post there very regularly, so you can learn a bit from being a free member. But then there's all the back-end stuff that you pay for on a monthly subscription, which is so worth it. Okay, I've learned so much. If I was not being sponsored by them, I would have been paying $250 a month. Can I tell you, $250 a month to have access to the Mastering the Markets Academy for all the multiple educator calls. You get live streams multiple times per week from multiple different educators. That's, if nothing else than that, well worth it. I've learned so much so far. I've been a better investor just imbibing that stuff from the Academy. Now I'm going full on, man. It's going to be a great time. Anyway, that's Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Let's get to some more comments, some chart requests, etc. Now, someone mentioned PFE before. Let me go back to here. Let's see, PFE. If you have a crypto you want me to look at, I'll take a quick look. Again, if you're watching on X right now, there is a live chat function, and you can do that. Or if you can't find the live chat function on X, just go to Good Morning Stackers on YouTube, find the YouTube channel, find the live link, and I'm live right now, and jump in on YouTube and make your request. Does PFE look like $24 would be support? Michael Anthony. Thanks, Michael Anthony. Let me fix that a little bit. There we go. PFE. I don't know what PFE is. Let me have a look. PFE. Cool. Let's go to here. PFE. I'm getting an alert. Okay, good to know. PFE. Oh, Pfizer. Okay, cool. There you go. Here, right, cool. Yes, I've looked at Pfizer before. Okay, so here's, that's right, that's right. Pfizer. That's what I called it last time. Here is Pfizer on the weekly time frame, priced in USD, $24.26. Ooh, could it be support? Could be. Let's have a look. I did a whole bunch of stuff before, didn't I? Let me get rid of all of that, and I'll take a look at it as freshie. As a freshie. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Pfizer on the weekly. Here is Pfizer on the monthly. Yes. Yes, it could. Yes, it could. All right. So you have potential. I may have said this last time. You have potential bullish divergence on the monthly time frame. Lower high. Sorry, I always do that. Lower low, higher low or equal low. So there's potential bullish divergence. And if you pop on the weekly, we broke market structure here. Okay, so we came back up through there. We broke market structure. We failed to break and hold the downtrend. So what's, yeah, okay, there's that one, or there's that one. Yeah, we broke through there, but it failed to hold on the Fibonacci from this high and this low. We did get through the zag zone, but we're back into it now, okay? So I wouldn't say yet we're bottoming. I can't tell you yes, okay? So we got through, right, look at that, perfect, beautiful, through the 618, fantastic. Now we've gone back into it. So the question is, why did we not find, this is the big question. Why did buyers not step in right there? Okay, let me get rid of that for you. So no, you're not out of the woods just yet. The question is, why did buyers not become buyers again? So right about here, right that, see there, buyers, cool, dip, buyers stepped in, cool, right? Sellers came in here. Why aren't the buyers stepping in right here? Why are we back down here? That's not preferable. Now this could be a fake out, okay, sure, but what you want to see very quick smart is a very quick bounce. Okay, so now from this low and this high, it must hold here, between here and here. Okay, if you're not bouncing from anywhere between, for Pfizer, anywhere between $24, there you go, there's your $24, Mark Anthony, and no lower than $22.85, right there. If you start closing below there, if you are in Pfizer right now and you start closing below there, 22.85, get the F out. If you wanted to, you could play it safe, an extra safe, and say at the 0.786, but $22, get the F out of Pfizer if it's going to close below $22. That means very likely lower lows coming. Okay, what you want to see for Pfizer is a beautiful bounce, very quick smart, off one of these, anywhere in that green zone right there, and then it needs to crack above $26. Until you do that, can't say it's going to go any higher. Cool. That's your big kicker right there at 26. You crack above 26, that would be breaking market structure on the weekly time frame. And also look at that, it would be breaking that downtrend line. That would be looking very good. 26 is your big kicker in the upward direction. That is Pfizer. Pfizer. Cool. Any other chart requests or comments, etc.? You are watching Good Morning Stackers, the weekdaily live show. Yeah, we did your one. Let's see. Ah, yes, BTCD is dropping and alt season looks like it's on its way. You could be right there, Daniel. BTCD, that is the Bitcoin dominance. Alt season looks like it's on its way. You might be right. With Bitcoin dominance, I'm finding it's just at a little bit of a support. Let me show you. So it might be just a little blip along the way. Love the optimism. This is what we're all about here at Good Morning Stackers. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance. Look at that on the weekly. Yeah, look at that on the weekly. It is just absolutely tanking. So this is what you want to see for an altcoin season. You want Bitcoin dominance to just absolutely tank. The final little boss, I would say, is right about there at that 60% mark right there. So we've had a huge move down. I'm guessing we're going to find a little bit of support there. We might on the daily time frame. Yeah, see, because on the daily, on the relative strength index, extremely oversold or undervalued, if you want to call it, again, but you want this to be tanking. You don't want the number to go up. You want the number to go down if you're in altcoins, okay? I'm expecting probably a little bounce around about here. That's why I'm expecting maybe a possible little dip on altcoins in the short term. And then hopefully what it does is the following. Hopefully you find resistance around about no higher than there. So I'm guessing what happens, we probably have a bit of a bounce here. You want to find resistance here. If you do that, holy shit, Batman, then we're going down way lower. And that would actually coincide with probably others creeping up above that 350 billion. And I think, yeah, that would be looking really good. Oh, so the ultimate. No, actually, what I'd probably say is that 350 billion would probably be coming up with that 57%. Look at that massive support there. That's your huge kicker. That 57% is right there. Look at that. That's just down she goes, man. Yes, but you might be absolutely correct, Daniel. Alt season could very much be massively on the way. Let's see. Final questions and comments or queries, etc. A lot of talk about all that stuff. So Jason Ashworth says, all crypto at the mercy of big business. Biggest holder of crypto is BlackRock. If you think you are outside the system with crypto, think again. Yeah, I agree. But also with gold and precious metals, no one is outside of the system. No one's outside of the system. I love how whenever you say something, Jason, I always push back. That's because you're our token lefty. I just got to push back on you. But no one's outside of the system. We're all part of the system. It's just what degree of the system are you in. Now, holding physical precious metals is as close to being outside of the system as possible. Holding Bitcoin, not your keys, not your wallet, holding Bitcoin on a hardware wallet or on a cold wallet that you know where it is, you have control of it. That's the best way to be outside of the system, or the easiest way, or the most you can be. But yeah, BlackRock could tank the price. So could JP Morgan could tank the price of silver. Same thing. So it's kind of, yeah, where the powers that be want things to go and all that stuff. So we are all at the mercy of it, unless you live off the grid and, you don't participate in society. But we just got to do what we got to do to live, thrive, and survive. Digital. Living Animan, getting a little controversial. There has never been a good revolution. All revolutions are communist. Yeah, all revolutions are communist. Yes, I do agree with that. Digital communism. Interesting. Some love it, some no. Some love it, some know better. That's the sort of thing the crypto maxis won't hear. Interesting. QUB, last minute chart request. Thank you. QUB, we'll take a quick look at whatever that is, and that'll probably be the last request of the day because we're over the 1 hour mark. What is QUB? I need a little bit more information, please, Lance. I'm going to suggest it's Qube Holdings Limited. Is that the one? Let's go. QUB. On the ASX. Oh, why have I've already got it listed. Oh, have you asked me for this before, maybe? Let's see. QUB. Let me go back here. Qube Holdings Limited. I assume this is the one you're talking about. $7.3 billion market cap. Okay, this is a big boy. Pays 2% dividends. All right, thanks. What is it? Qube Holdings is a logistics and infrastructure company which engages in the provision of and import and export logistics services. So basically trucking. I think that's basically what you're saying. Trucking, shipping. The firm operates through the following segments: operating division, division of segments. That's a long thing. Oh, okay, right. 4 largest. Oh, okay, got you. Oh, it's the stevedore, so it's the ports. Okay, so the Patrick segment provides container stevedoring port services in the Australian market with its operations in 4 largest container terminal ports in Australia. Okay, cool. So logistics, trucking, and ports. Cool. Is this the one you're talking about, Lance? Yeah, I think it is. Here's QBE, QUB, Qube Holdings, big logistics, ports, that kind of thing. On the monthly time frame, we're at $4.37. Taking a look at it for the first time. I must be taking a look at it for the first time. We opened in 2010 at 70 cents. We're at all-time highs right now. Nothing's really stopping it. Give me 1 second. New query. What sector is QUB on ASX in? What's that going to be? What sector is it in? Then we'll take a look at the sector. It's industrials. Okay, so let's in the industrials section. So if we go back and take a look at the industrials section, how's that doing at the moment? Where is that? Industrials XNJ, I think it is. Right, so here's XNJ. This is the industrial sector. So you always want to, with your individual stock, you want to see what sector is it in, and then you want to see how's that sector in general doing. So we're at all-time highs on industrials on the monthly time frame. So it's pretty high. You can go higher. You can go into extremely overvalued. Watch out here. Watch out here for potential, what's that, equal high, lower high? Is that a potential bearish divergence on industrials? Just watch out for that. You need to crack above that 84.60 roughly area there. So yeah, okay, so QBE, but it's pretty high up. QBE, back to there. Potential bearish divergence on QBE, just bear in mind on the daily time frame. Higher high, not that we found the pivot just yet. Okay, higher high, Jesus Christ, whatever, higher high, potential lower high, although we haven't found the pivot yet. So if you close way higher and that closes above there, then it could be a continuation of the trend. Yeah, but I'd be bullish in the long term for ports. I mean, why? I mean, unless there's some kind of just major market crash, then, if everything else is going down, then you'll see this go down. But look at this market action. I mean, geez, it's just been pretty damn steady. Look at that. Where are the major crashes on this? Not really. Excuse me 1 second. Get rid of you. Where are the major markets? It's just been pretty steady, man. I mean, well, that's going to be January. That's going to be 2020. Okay, 2020. So what? Then you did range for a while between, and this is quite a long time, that's 5 years, so you don't want to get caught in just being in something. But the thing is, if you're just holding for the long term, ports, we're always going to need ports. Even in AI economy, even in AI, we're still going to need ports. Now that's interesting. Thanks for mentioning that, Joe. Cool, welcome, good on me. Even in the AI generation, even in robotic generation, even if you have autonomous ships, okay, you still need the ports, don't you? Okay, so they'll probably still operate the ports. This is probably, on balance of probability, I would imagine this is one that you could just buy and hold for the really long term. Put it in your super, for example, in your superannuation, and just hold it and just probably watch it over time. If you're happy to wait 20 years, if you're happy to wait 40 years, depending on how old you are, okay, until your retirement age, it's probably just gonna, for a little bit. So it's probably gonna go up and up over time, okay, because it's ports. You're gonna need ports. Short answer. That's my technical analysis of that. But look, from a technical perspective, look, you're at resistance at the moment. Could see a bit of a dip. On balance of probability, probably a bit of a dip, but yeah, over the long term, you're looking probably really good for QBE. It's probably a really good long-term hold. QBE, cool. Not that one. That one. Yeah, transport. Yeah, exactly. Cool. That's it, my funky people. Jason's asked, when do revolutions happen? What has he said? Yeah, okay, you guys fight amongst yourselves. And what you can do actually is if you want to continue the conversation, do so on the Telegram channel. There's a link somewhere. I can find it. You know what? I'll find it for you right now and I'll pop it in the chat. Let's go. I'm going to go search mail. I'm going to go Telegram. That's going to be my cut and pastes section. And my cut and pastes, that's not the one. I want that one. No, that's not the one. What? Why has that disappeared? No, I don't. That's not a new message. I want to. Okay, whatever. Screw you. Let's go back to here. Cut and pastes. Oh, thanks. There you go. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now to the Telegram channel, and you can continue that conversation whenever you like. Let me pop it in right there. There you go. Right there, people. Continue the conversation on Telegram. Remember, I will never DM you first. So if anyone says, hi, I'm Joe, want to buy stuff from me? Ignore, okay? Continue it over there. Ladies and gentlemen, you have watched Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, live on Exxon on YouTube. Precious metals, crypto, stocks, all that kind of stuff. How are stocks looking? How have they opened? Holy moly. We've had a nice opening for some silver stocks. Everything's going up. My portfolio looking nice. Once again, thanks to Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com, who I'm learning so much from. Let's get out of here, people. We'll do a synchronized slurp and we shall dance it out. That's what you get to do at the end of the show. Aren't you lucky that you stick around for the end? Grab a tasty beverage. I've got mine, non-fluoridated water. We slurp them synchronously together while we dance it out. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you have watched.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stackers. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do that.
Synchronize.
3, 2, 1, go.
Now we're on the move.
You'll get more content from me tomorrow, and I go live on Thursdays as well. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, people, and I will see you very, very soon. Have a great day.